Your life looks fine. From the outside, it looks exactly right. The job, the family, the home you worked for. And yet, some mornings you wake up and feel nothing. Not sadness, not anger, just flat. Like you're living someone else's life, performing a role no one asked you to question. You thought arriving would feel like something. It doesn't. This is not a sign that something is broken. It is a signal. And 2,000 years ago, a Roman philosopher named Seneca understood it better than anyone alive today. This is his answer.
I am Lucius Annaeus Seneca, advisor to an emperor, playwright, philosopher, a man who spent 40 years accumulating everything the world told him to want, and then sat alone one evening and felt absolutely nothing. Not despair, not grief, nothing. That emptiness is what I want to talk to you about today, because I have met many men who describe their life perfectly. Good work, a home, people who love them. And yet, something is missing. They cannot name it. They only know that they expected to feel more than this. I met a man named Charles, 37 years old, successful by every measure. He came to me not because his life had fallen apart. He came to me because it hadn't, and he didn't know why that frightened him.
I don't even know why I'm here, to be honest. Nothing is wrong. That's the thing. I got promoted last year. My kids are healthy. My marriage is fine. But I wake up some mornings and I just feel flat. Like I'm going through the motions of a life that looks exactly right from the outside. I thought I'd feel more. By now, I thought getting here would feel like something.
You have arrived, and it is quieter than you expected. I know this place. Most men who reach it do one of two things. They panic and immediately begin chasing the next thing, a new goal, a new project, more, or they go numb and tell themselves this is simply what adulthood is. Neither is true. What you are feeling is not emptiness. It is the first moment of real stillness you have allowed yourself in years. And stillness, for a man who has never sat in it, feels exactly like absence.
So what do I do with it?
You sit in it. I know that is not the answer you wanted. You are a man who solves things, I understand, but this cannot be solved. It can only be understood. In my letters, written near the end of my life, I kept returning to one question. Dum diffitur vita transcurrit. While we are postponing, life speeds by. I spent decades preparing to live, studying, building, waiting until things were settled enough, stable enough, complete enough. And one morning I looked up and realized I had been the architect of a magnificent waiting room, not a life, a waiting room.
That's exactly what it feels like. Like I've been waiting for something to start, but I don't even know what.
Most men do not, because no one told you what you were actually building toward. They told you to succeed, to provide, to achieve. They did not tell you what achievement is for, and so you built, and when you arrived, there was no one there to tell you what to do next. There was only you, and you, Charles, had not yet met yourself.
How do you meet yourself?
You stop moving long enough to notice who is there. This is the practice I return to in my letters, not philosophy as abstraction, philosophy as attention. Begin with one question each morning. What do I actually want today? Not what is expected, not what is scheduled. What do I want? Most men cannot answer it, not because they are empty, but because they have never been asked. They have been asked what they can produce, what they can provide, what role they can fill, not what they want. The emptiness you feel is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that you have not yet asked yourself the most important question.
What if I ask it and I don't have an answer?
Then you have found the beginning. That is not failure. That is the first honest moment you have had in years. I wrote, Nusquam est qui ubique estimated. He who is everywhere is nowhere. You have been everywhere, Charles. everywhere your family needed you, everywhere your employer needed you, everywhere your obligations led you. You have not been anywhere for yourself, not because you are selfish, but because no one taught you that being present to yourself is not selfishness. It is the foundation of everything else. A man who does not know himself cannot truly give himself to anyone. He can only give his performance.
I think I've been performing for a long time.
Most of us have. The performance is not dishonesty, it is habit. We learn early that the world rewards certain versions of us, the capable one, the calm one, the one who does not need much, and slowly, quietly, that version becomes the only one we show, even to ourselves. The question is not why did I become this? The question is, who is underneath it?
And you think that person is worth finding?
I think that person is the only thing worth finding. Everything else, the career, the house, the title, these are real. I do not dismiss them, but they are the walls of the room. They are not the man who lives inside it. You came here today because you felt empty. But what you have described to me is not a man with nothing inside him. It is a man who has been so busy building the exterior that he never once walked through his own front door. That door is still there, Charles. It has always been there.
What's on the other side?
You, just you, not the role, not the performance. The man who woke up this morning and for the first time in years allowed himself to say, something is missing. That honesty, that single moment of admission, is the most courageous thing you have done in a very long time. Do not dismiss it. Follow it. I have spent my life studying time, not clocks, not calendars, the texture of a day, the weight of an hour truly inhabited. And I will tell you what I know. The emptiness you fear is not the enemy. It is the invitation. The world will always give you more to do, more to achieve, more to become. It will never stop. You have to stop. Not forever, not dramatically. Just long enough to ask the question no one asks aloud. Is this the life I am actually choosing, or the life that happened to me while I was busy being useful? You are allowed to choose. You are allowed to want something. You are allowed to be present, not just to others, but to yourself. That is not weakness. That is the beginning of depth. Presence, depth, self-mastery. These are not destinations. They are the quality of attention you bring to each moment. And they are available to you. Right now, in whatever life you have. Begin there.
Seneca died in 65 AD, forced to take his own life by the emperor he once served. His letters were never meant to be a philosophy book. They were written to a friend, one man, writing honestly to another, about time, about emptiness, about what it means to actually live. He was one of the most powerful men in Rome, and he still had to learn to stop and ask, is this the life I am choosing? So do you, Stillwater Man.